Good morning, students. Welcome back to this video. And today we are going to discuss the topic diversity in the living world. Diversity. What is the meaning of the word diversity? Variation, difference. Different type of living organisms are there. So they are diversity in the living world only. Today we are going to learn. It is an introductory lesson towards the biology. So what is related to bio is describing throughout this chapter. So now we are going to learn diversity in the living world. If you look around, you will see a large variety of living organisms. Large variety of living organisms, be it potted plants, some are potted plants only. Insects are there, birds are there, your pets or other animals and plants are there. There are also several organisms that you cannot see with your naked eye, but they all are around you only. This virus also, now see that in this situation of pandemic situation, COVID-19 virus, we cannot see how much serious effect it is causing. Like that, many bacteria, many virus, many fungus, like that microorganism we cannot see also. But how many organisms we can see with our naked eye, like that up to the largest organism, blue whale, around our world. So biodiversity is a very important term related with the biology. If you were to increase the area that you make observations in, the range and variety of organisms that you see would increase only. Obviously, if we were to visit a dense forest, you go to a dense forest and see how many types of trees are there, climbers are there, creepers are there, herbs are there, shrubs are there, trees are there. In that also, tall tree, short tree, like that. And suppose the animals seeing in the forest, you see that. So when we are visiting a dense forest, you would probably see a much greater number and kinds of living organism in it. Each different kind of plant, animal or organism that you see represent a species only. Different species of organisms are there. About the species, now we will be learned at the end of the lesson. The number of species, see this point is important only. The number of species that are known and described range between 1.7 to 1.8 million. This refers to biodiversity or the number or type of organism present on the earth only. The number of species that are known and described range between 1.7 to 1.8 million. This refers to biodiversity or the number and type of organism present on the earth only. So total up to now, many are not known. About a known one only we are discussing now. The number of species that are known and described is between 1.7 to 1.8 million species are there, not organism. Species are there. Species means a group of organisms that can be reproduced among themselves are called a species. Reproduction possible between male and female. Suppose human being is a species only, because among human beings reproduction is possible. Like that, number of species only, not number of organisms. 1.7 to 1.8 million species are there. That is also about a known one only said. Some are now also not knowing. So this refers to biodiversity or the number and type of organism present on the earth. We should remember here that we explore new areas and even old ones. New organisms are continuously being identified. Some areas we are exploring, we are opening, and some older one also again we are watching, we can find some new organism there. As stated earlier, there are millions of plants and animals in the world. We know that plants and animals in our own area by their local names only. Local names means we are calling in particular name like that. This local name would vary from place to place. This local name would vary from place to place, even within a country. In a particular country also, so in India, see that. Which one we are saying as onion? In how many times different states they are having different, onion having different name only, onion. So this local name would vary from place to place. Place to place, even within a country itself. Probably you would recognize the confusion that would be created if we did not find ways and means to talk to each other, to refer to organism we are talking about. Probably you would recognize the confusion that would be created if we did not find ways and means to talk to each other to refer to organism we are talking about. Hence, there is a need to standardize the naming of living organism. So suppose one thing's name we are saying in our language, in our own, that local name, the other people cannot be understood what is we are saying about. So it is very necessary that we have it to standardize. We have it to standardize the naming of living organism such that particular organism is known by the same name all over the world. This is known as nomenclature. So this is the definition of nomenclature. It is a name which standardizes the naming of living organism. Standardized means all over the world it should be known by the same name. So scientists also can be discussed. Otherwise, what Indian scientist is saying like that, American scientist cannot be identified because in different country, different name are given for a particular thing. Now also coming to the COVID-19. Now everybody knowing what is meant by COVID-19, it is a virus, it is causing this much serious effects, it can cause a pandemic spreading like this way. About any scientist, any common people also knowing. Why it is so? Because it has got a single name all over the world, not only in India, all over the world, this COVID-19 virus got the single name. So everybody knowing this one, what is COVID-19. Understood? That naming mechanism is called as nomenclature. Standardize the naming of living organism such that a particular organism is known by the same name all over the world. This process is called nomenclature. Obviously, nomenclature or naming is only possible when the organism is described correctly. And we know to what organism the name is attached to. So now come to the case of COVID-19. What is CO representing? COVID in that it is representing corona. COVID, corona, CO representing corona, VI representing virus, D representing disease. So COVID, CO, VID, the meaning of that understood. CO representing the corona, VI representing the virus, D for disease. It is emerged in 2019. So COVID-19. So like that, after knowing all the details of an organism, then only we can name them. So first we have to identify that organism, its nature, what it is for, when it is raised. This all we are knowing, then only we can give the name for that organism. So nomenclature is possible after the identification of organism, only after the identification of organism. So obviously nomenclature or naming is only possible when the organism is described correctly and we know to what organism the name is attached to. This is called the identification. So identification definition is this one only. We should be know when the organism is described correctly and we know to what organism the name is attached to. So this is called the identification. In order to facilitate the study, number of scientists have established procedures to assign a scientific name to each known organism. In order to facilitate the study, the number of scientists have established procedures to assign a scientific name to each known organism. This is acceptable to biologists all over the world. This is acceptable to biologists all over the world. For plants, scientific names are based on agreed principles and criteria which are provided in International Code for Botanical Nomenclature, ICBN. Plant and plants, biology is divided into two. Which are the two branches of biology? Botany for plants and zoology for animals only. Botany for plants, both of them are living organism only. Animals and plants, both of them are living organism. Biology means study of living organism. Bio means living only. Logo means knowledge. So what is the meaning of biology? Knowledge about the living organism. Bio means living organism. Logo means knowledge. Logic, logo means knowledge only. Knowledge about the living organism is called the biology. Biology is divided into two branches, botany and zoology. So botany means meant for study of plants and zoology meant for study of animals. Understood? So for plants, scientific names are based on agreed principles and criteria which are provided in International Code for Botanical Nomenclature. International Code for Botanical Nomenclature, ICBN. You may ask, how are animals named? Animal taxonomist also there. That is International Code for Zoological Nomenclature. So naming of animals is done by naming of animal done by animal taxonomist. That is Zoological Nomenclature, the International Code for Zoological Nomenclature. And plants naming is done by Botanical Nomenclature, International Code for Botanical Nomenclature, ICBN. Understood? Biology has two branches, botany and zoology. Botany is study of plants. The naming of plant is doing by the plant taxonomist, included in Botanical Nomenclature only. International Code for Botanical Nomenclature. This one, ICBN. Like that, animal taxonomists have evolved the International Code for Zoological Nomenclature, ICZN. The scientific names ensure that each organism has only one name. Scientific name, each organism has only one name. Description of any organism should enable the people in any part of the world to arrive at the same name. They also ensure that such a name has not been used for any other non-organism. So these are the conditions for naming of organism. So condition I will say one more time. Description of any organism should enable the people to arrive at the same name. Means after knowing about the description of organism, only name is given. So from that description of organism, people should aware that arrive at the same name only. They also ensure that such a name has not been used for any other organism. These two are the conditions for naming an organism, which are description of any two organisms should enable the people to arrive at the same name. They also ensure that such a name has not been used for any other non-organism. So biologists follow universally accepted principles to provide scientific names to non-organisms. Each name has two components. The generic name and a specific epithet. Each name has two components. First one is the generic name and second one is the specific epithet. This system of providing a name with two components is called binomial nomenclature. So binomial nomenclature is an important question only. So each name has two components. Which are the two components of each name? Generic name and a specific epithet. So these two parts it has. So it got the name binomial. Bi means two only. So two components are there in the name. So they got the name binomial nomenclature. This naming system given by the scientist Carolus Linnaeus only. Carolus Linnaeus. So he is known as the father of taxonomy. Taxonomy means arrangement of organisms. Taxonomy we will be learning now. So Carolus Linnaeus is known as the father of taxonomy. This binomial nomenclature system is given by Carolus Linnaeus. Is being practiced by biologists all over the world. The naming system using a two-word forms. Binomial means two names. Two-word format was found convenient. Let us take the example of mango. We are saying mango in different names only. Keri, like that, different names are using. So mango, to understand the way of providing scientific names better. The scientific name of mango is written Mangifera indica only. Mangifera indica. So first is the generic name only. Mangifera is the generic name and indica is the specific epithet. So two parts are there. So this is the binomial name of the mango. What is the name? Mangifera indica. Mangifera. In that Mangifera is the generic part and indica is the specific epithet. So let us see how it is a binomial name. In this name, Mangifera represents genus, while indica represents species or a specific epithet. Other universal rules of nomenclature. These are the rules of nomenclature. Biological names are generally in Latin language only, because this Carolus linnaeus belong to the Latin language only. So on the respect of him, Latin language only using. Carolus Linnaeus was using, his language is Latin only. So on the respect of him, biological names are generally written in Latin language and written in italics. They are Latinized or derived from Latin, irrespective of their origin. From wherever they Indian giving name, then also it should be given in the Latin language only. So irrespective of their origin, language will be Latin, and italics. Italics means slightly letter only. So the first word in a biological name represents the genus, while the second component denotes the specific epithet. First word in a biological name represents the genus, while the second component denotes the specific epithet. Both the words in a biological name, when handwritten, are separately underlined only. When we are writing in handwritten, both the words in biological name separately underlined only, or printed in, when it is printing it in italics to indicate their Latin origin. The first word denoting the genus starts with a capital letter, while the specific epithet starts with a small letter. It can be illustrated with the example Mangifera indica. See that M capital letter, that is the generic name, and indica species name start with a small letter. Both of them are separately written, and here italics letter is used for that. So these are the four conditions. What is the question of this answer? What are the rules of binomial nomenclature? Asking means you have to write these four rules. These four rules, all of you understood? Four rules are there. So biological names are generally in Latin and written in italics. They are Latinized or derived from Latin, irrespective of their origin. The first word in a biological name represents the gene. First name in the biological will be represents the genus, while the second component denotes the specific epithet. Both the words in a biological name, when handwritten, are separately underlined or printed in italics to indicate their Latin origin. The first word denoting the genus starts with a capital letter, while the specific epithet starts with a small letter. It can be illustrated with the examples of Mangifera indica. Name of the author appears after the specific epithet. Name of the author appears after the species name, that is specific epithet, at the end of the biological name, and is written in an abbreviated form. See this example. Mangifera indicate Linnaeus. This LINN for Linnaeus only. Carolus Linnaeus. It is an abbreviated form of Carolus Linnaeus only. Mangifera indica. Mangifera generic name. Indica species name or specific epithet. And Linnaeus is the abbreviated form of the Carolus Linnaeus. It indicates that this species was first described by Linnaeus only. The Linnaeus is writing here. It meant that first this species was described by the Linnaeus only. So today in this topic, important terms we learned are biodiversity. The meaning of the word biodiversity is different type of organism, from smallest to largest, from shortest to longest. Some organism we cannot be see with our eyes, like virus, fungi, bacteria. These all organisms we cannot be see with our eyes. Some are very large organisms. So non-flowering plants are there. From that, flowering plants also there. Some are producing seeds, some are not producing seeds, like that also there. So biodiversity means variety of organism, variety of living organism is biodiversity. That amount also 1.7 to 1.8 million species known up to now. Some are unknown, that is not included. And next time we learned is nomenclature, naming of organism. At a particular organism is known by same name all over the world is called. All over the world is called the nomenclature. Next one is identification. First we have to know all the details of the organism, then only we can name to the organism. That process is called the described correctly. Only possible when the organism is described correctly and we know to what organism its name is attached to, that is called the identification. Next term, naming of plant is doing by International Code for Botanical Nomenclature ICBM, and naming of animal is doing by International Code for Zoological Nomenclature ICSZ only. And biologist for universally accepted principle to two components, generic name and specific epithet. About binomial nomenclature, we had learned. The binomial nomenclature is introduced by the scientist Carolus Linnaeus. That also, and 4 rules are given for that. And mango's name, binomial name of mango is written and shown like this, where it is mango, this one, Mangifera indica leaf, that also written and shown to us. So up to binomial nomenclature, we had learned in this session. I think that all of you understood, not having any problem. Is it was audible or not? Are all of you are hearing? Understood all of you? Then next portion we will be learning the next session. So students, in this section we were learned about diversity in the living world only. In that, and one important term we had learned that biodiversity. Bio means living only. Diversity means different type of organism. So different type of living organism is coming under the term biodiversity. Different type of living organism. The number also given, see the number of species that are known and described range between 1.7 to 1.8 million. This refers to biodiversity, or the number and type of organism present on the earth. The number of species that are known and described range between 1.7 to 1.8 million. This refers to biodiversity, or the number and type of organism present on the earth only. So now so many areas are remaining to explore. This number is only known one only. The unknown one are many now also. We explore new areas, and even old ones and new organisms are continuously being identified. So the number of species that are known and described range between 1.7 to 1.8 million. This refers to biodiversity, or the number and type of organism present on the earth only. So as stated earlier, there are millions of plants and animals in the world. Millions of plants and animals in the world. So we only know the plants and animals in a particular area where we are living only, by their local names only. These local names would vary from place to place, even within a country only. That is the difficulty of local names. So the local name would vary from place to place, even within a country only. So difficulty arises for the scientist. Indian scientist is saying one name that cannot be identified by the scientist of other country, because different area, different names only using. So that is the idea to come, nomenclature. Nomenclature. So what is nomenclature? See that there is a need to standardize the naming of living organisms such that a particular organism is known by the same name all over the world. This process is called a nomenclature. There is a need to standardize the naming of living organisms such that a particular organism is known by the same name all over the world. This process is called nomenclature. So before giving the name, we should know about the characteristic of that organism. Fully we are knowing that characteristic, then already I told you, example of COVID I told you, like that. Fully we are knowing the characteristic or organism, and it is described correctly. When the organism is described correctly and we know to what organism the name is attached to, then it is called identification. What it is calling as identification. So next term is, after knowing the organism very correctly, described organism and all the characteristic knowing, then only we identification is possible. After identification only we can give a name to the organism. Example of COVID already I told you are remembering. So in order to facilitate the study, number of scientists have established procedure to assign a scientific name to each known organism. this is susceptible to biologists all over the world only. Like that, botanical, already I told that International Code for Botanical Nomenclature, ICBN, is giving name to the plants. International Code for Botanical Nomenclature is giving name to the plants. Like that, International Code for Zoological Nomenclature is giving name for animals. So such a name, two conditions are there for the naming or nomenclature like that. These are the two conditions. Description of any organism should enable the people to arrive at the same name only. Description, by reading the description, now we are saying that a human being having mammary glands, hairs are present on the body. While describing a human being, we come to that organism only. That is the first condition. Description of any organism should enable the people to arrive at the same name. Second one, they also ensure that such a name has not been used for any other non-organism. They also ensure that such a name has not been used for any other non-organism. So biologists follow universally accepted principle to provide scientific names to non-organism. There are the binomial nomenclature. Bi means two only. Two names, two parts are there in the name. That is generic name and a specific epithet. That already we had learned with the example of mango. Already we had learned only. So these four conditions are also there for the universal rules of nomenclature. Biological names are generally in Latin and written in italics. They are Latinized or derived from Latin, irrespective of the origin. Because Carolus Linnaeus only invented this binomial nomenclature. He was using the Latin language. He belongs to that Latin language. On the respect of him, that only using. Both the first word in biological name represents the genus, while the second component denotes the specific epithet. Both the words in a biological name, when handwritten, are separately underlined. When it is handwritten, it should be separately underlined or printed in italics to indicate their Latin origin. The first word denoting the genus starts with a capital letter, while the specific epithet starts with a small letter only. See, example also shown here, that Magnifera indica only. Name of the author appears after the specific epithet, like this. Magnifera indicate Linn. Linn is the abbreviated form of Linnaeus on the respect of the Carolus Linnaeus. So biological name and is written is an abbreviated form Magnifera indica Linn. It indicates that this species was first described by Linnaeus only. Since it is nearly impossible to study all the living organisms, it is necessary to devise some means to make this possible. This process is called classification. So classification is the process by which anything is grouped into convenient categories based on some easily observable characters. Easily observable character should be there. That is important only. So classification, one more time, see the definition of classification. Classification is the process by which anything is grouped in convenient categories only. Convenience should be there. It is easy to use. The meaning of convenient means it should be easy to use. And it is classifying based on some easily observable characters only. That character should be observable only, external one only. Easily observable characters. Some hidden characters on the basis of that classification is not possible. Then we should not be knowing about the characters only. So while the characters, now for this, the question of this one is what are the universal rules of nomenclature? This 4 point you have to write there, and 2 parts are there for the binomial nomenclature, generic name and specific epithet nomenclature, and after identification only nomenclature is doing, and biodiversity. So today in this topic we discussed about the biodiversity only. Number of organisms is given, that is an important point, this 1.7 to 1.8 million. And afterwards nomenclature we had learned. What is the necessity of nomenclature? That we learned that a different name using for a particular thing, it will be create a problem among all of us. So a single name should be used all over the world. That purpose is the nomenclature. After identifying the organism only we can give in names. So identification, and a plant's name is given by botanical nomenclature only, and animal's name is given by International Code for Zoological Nomenclature, separate only. Plant's name is given by International Code for Botanical Nomenclature, ICBN, and animal names are given by International Code for Zoological Nomenclature. The scientific names ensure that each organism has only one name. These two are important only. Description of any organism should enable the people to arrive at the same name. They also ensure that such a name has not been used for any other non-organism. These are the condition of scientific name. 3 conditions are given there. So important it is. The scientific name ensure that each organism has only one name. Each organism has only one name. Description of any organism should enable the people to arrive at the same name. They also ensure that such a name has not been used for any other non-organism. So these 3 points you have to keep in the mind. What is the question of this one? What are the conditions for giving scientific name? The scientific name ensure that each organism has only one name, and the description of any organism should enable the people to arrive at the same organism. They also ensure that such a name has not been used for any other non-organism. Afterwards, we had learned binomial nomenclature. The meaning of the word binomial nomenclature means 2 name parts are there in the name. First part is generic name and second part is the specific epithet. So human beings scientific name binomial nomenclature is Homo sapiens, in that Homo is the generic name and sapien is the specific epithet only. Mango is also given as an example. Mangifera indica, in that Mangifera is the generic name and indica is the specific epithet only. So 4 conditions are also there. Important this one, many times asked in the exam also. What are the rules for universal rules for nomenclature? Asking means you have to write this only. Universal rules for nomenclature. And classification we had learned. Then we have learned taxa. About taxa we will be discuss more in the next session. So I think that all of you understood. First lessons notes already I had sent it to you. All of you have to read and see that, and exercise you have to write into the notebook. Biology notebook you have to make. What are the questions given at the end of the lesson? You have to solve and write into the notebook lesson wise. So all the lesson you have to write into the notebook. Up to we will meet again. Understood? So I think that all of you understood this topic.